And first at 4, he feared for his life. That's what Christopher Schurr, the former Grand Rapids police officer charged with murder in the death of Patrick Lyoya, told jurors when he took the stand in his own defense today.
News 8's Brittany Flowers has been on the case all week. Brittany, what were some of the takeaways from Schurr's testimony?
Rick and Amber, Schurr was on the stand for over 3 hours today. He's the only one who can speak to how he was feeling, what was going through his mind when he fired the shot that killed Patrick Lyoya on April 4th of 2022. Now, Schurr testified that he felt he'd exhausted all options, that the knee strikes were ineffective, so he moved to the taser. Schurr says his energy was depleted and he feared dying, so he fired the shot. Under cross-examination, Schurr acknowledged the first taser deployment, and the prosecutor focused on the fact that Lyoya never pointed the taser at Schurr, never said he was going to hurt him, and that Lyoya was trying to get away from the officer. Schurr telling the jury his training tells him not to give up and that under policy he was justified to move up to other levels of force based on how Lyoya was acting in the struggle over the taser.
I shot him because I believed he was going to use it on me.
Because he had your taser?
Because I was afraid that he was going to use it on me.
But that's the only thing you did with it. You had possession of it. You never pointed at you?
He started to turn up towards me, and I felt if I didn't respond at that time, I wouldn't be here.
Sure. And he's not here, is he?
No, he's not.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Now, Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker stepped out of the courtroom to join me here. Has been following the case also. What are your thoughts on bringing Schurr to the stand?
I mean, it's always risky bringing the defendant to testify on his own behalf because it opens the door to questions from the prosecutor, which, could, make things not look so good. So I think it's a bit of a risk, but it's going to be up to the jury to decide whether the risk paid off. He was on there for 3 hours. He's the only one who can talk about, what he was facing, what was in his mind at the time. So the defense almost had to do it.
Yeah, and then 2 more witnesses brought up after him. David Blake talked about auditory exclusion and maybe he couldn't hear quite as well because it was a high stressful situation. And then we have Louis Kleem currently on the stand, and he also refuted what the prosecutor's experts said, that Schurr was not justified.
Right, they're basically bringing it's a battle of experts right now, and I do believe this is the defense's last expert, so it's very likely the defense could be resting its case today.
Okay. Well, we'll, of course, continue to follow this case. We're going to head back into the courtroom. We'll have more for you on News 8 at 5, and Ken will have a full recap for you on News 8 at 6. For now, live in downtown Grand Rapids, Brittany Flowers, News 8.